All right, we live right now. Damatrix Studios. You already know what it is. Internationally known, locally respected. DWI, New York's most influential producer. I'm holding it down right here on The King Indeed. Indeed, we're going to get busy. 2015 and beyond. Peace.
That's right. The King Indeed. TheKingIndeed.com. Dat KiD K.I. Who I got with me here?
New York's most influential producer, DWI. World known, internationally respected. Still locally in the hood, trying to help the next brother get to the next level.
No,
brother and sister.
Oh, locally in the hood. Maybe the Matrix may be locally in the hood, but believe me, this man somewhere in the penthouse.
I'm there. The only place I didn't get to and hang out yet is down in Florida with your people. I've been in Atlanta. I'm everywhere. The whole East Coast up here, I got that all taken care of. Virginia, all the way up.
Right. Well, we got some zoes in Atlanta as well, in Georgia. You know, but we all grown up now. So we not on that. No one's on that crazy stuff.
You're not on the takeover no more. But
those days are over,
okay.
And I mean it. I'm really mean it. It's about getting money, taking care of your family, and that's what it's about. And educating everybody out there. But it's not about me, DWI. Right. It's about you. First of all, how did you get the name DWI?
DWI is an acronym for my actual name, Damian Williams Influence. Basically, I started off as a producer, and I needed a name, so I came up with the name DWI Music, M-U-Z-I-K. Shortly after that, I just ran with it, and people were just calling me D-Dub, and I just started engineering. I was producing, and then I just started engineering.
Classically trained, you went to school for it, or
nope.
did you?
I tried to go to school. I got another story for you. I tried to go to school to Institute of Audio Research down in the village. Went down there with my casework at the time because I come from a broken home, drugs and all that. My parents dealt with that. Mother passed away. Pops is still here, and pretty much my caseworker took me down there right after I graduated high school on time. I didn't let the streets take me. I was in the streets running around with my peoples, but I stayed out of trouble. Respecting my grandmother because my grandmother definitely kept me, her and my uncles kept me in line. So I went down. We went down to the school, tried to get in. They wanted like 15 stacks to get in. At that time, I definitely didn't have it. I was 15,000. So I'm like, man, I could have just saved that and bought equipment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it didn't happen like that, but I did go get a job.
Okay.
And I started working at a company called Crate and Barrel on 59th Street. Nice houseware. You probably got one of those out in Manhasset, Long Island. And pretty much started to get the music bug. I had the music bug already because my uncles are DJs. All three of my uncles are DJs. My uncles were into other things at that time, and they was able to afford all of the good equipment.
Other things. You ain't got a problem wearing this flag, do you?
Nah.
You ain't got a problem with Haitians?
Nah, not at all. One of my favorite people is Haitian, which is when I tell her about it. And she's down in Florida now too.
Amen.
I got a few Haitian good friends. So
amen.
I pretty much, they had all the equipment. They was doing what they was doing. I was making mixtapes. I was DJing first, technically. I was a DJ first, but I wasn't like a cut and scratch DJ. I was blend records together.
Got you.
Vinyl. And this is we talking from 89 up.
Right, got you. I'm with you.
A little bit before 88, Big Daddy Kane and all that, I was into the music. I was totally into the music, but I was more of from a spectator perspective.
And all that.
Right, I had all of that. So my uncle had all the equipment, and I wasn't even into it. I went away, went down south to school for a year down in South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina. And when I was down there, I brought my computer with me, and in my dorm room, I would be making mixtapes and showing my team how I do what I do. Because when I went to high school, I knew I wanted to go for audio and video technology. Okay. For some reason, I was always good with technology and video games and all that.
You ain't had the bread for 5 towns yet.
Right. No, still didn't have that IR money.
Right.
So what happened after that is. So I went to school, came back up because I got into some extracurricular work down there, and that didn't work out. I didn't really want to be there anymore. Got into a couple of fights down there. It was New York versus South Carolina boys, and we had our own swag.
Gotcha.
And it was a few of us that knew each other from high school up here, which made it cooler. And then the chicks, my best friend, she went down there, and she had her New York. It was a whole New York and South Carolina thing.
Nostalgia.
And the South Side boys down there wasn't feeling us, so we got it in, and then they went and got burners, and I didn't have a burner down there. I didn't have my license down there at that time, so I just got in the car, got my ride, and I was up out of there.
Kept it moving.
Came back to New York, started working a day job. And then the day job was cool because I got a chance to learn how to talk and deal with people. Being a sales guy, how to talk and deal with people.
That's what's up.
I met Don King. I met a couple of soap operas. I met Maya Angelou, Rest of Dead, down there at Crate and Barrel. So I was blessed to be in the forefront of being a sales guy down there with where the money was at.
That's what's up.
So now you come from the hood, but now you down with, and the people that was there, they were predominantly,
say it.
They were white, but they were from Chicago. So they wasn't
from the hood, but you down. I like that.
Yeah. So they wasn't the New York white. They were still the Chicago trying to fit into New York because they bought the company there. So they looked for us. So we pretty much flipped them out and got them all swagged out.
Quick fast.
So they loved us, and it was a nice camaraderie. I stayed down there for 6 years, but as I was there, I was producing my local.
Chi-town?
No, I was down in Midtown, New York. They was from the company is a Chicago-based company.
Got you.
So they migrated here. This was the first one that they brought here.
Okay.
I went down there, did all that work. I think when I was 18, I got my first car. So I'm a young dude. I'm living at home, but I'm like, I want some wheels. So I got a job. I got a Honda Civic. The hatchback, not the hatchback, the 4-door sedan joint.
The DX.
Nah, I had the EX. I had the EX.
For some reason, I got the DX.
I got the EX. Yeah, exactly. So I was feeling myself. I had BBS rims, tinted windows, and I'm a young dude on the block. And I'm 18, 19 years old. So that was short lived because some dude in Harlem ran in the back of me, got into a car accident, which that adds on to how the story unfolds.
Okay.
Ran into the back of me. I went to the hospital, had some back problems, so I had to stay out of work for a little while. And then with my next income tax, with that money that I got, that $10,000 that they gave me because it was a light, check.
Money.
Yeah, I took that money. By the time they broke it down, it was like $6,000.
Yeah,
doctors, lawyer, 33%.
33.3%.
Yeah. So I went out and bought me a computer. That was my first computer that I brought.
When you bought it, you knew why you was buying it?
Yeah, I knew what I needed. I needed to do music.
God's plan.
So I pretty much.
Wait, hold on. Do you believe in God or you worship the devil?
No, I believe I don't worship.
No, the reason why I'm saying that because if I'm saying God's plan, you might get offended.
Exactly.
I don't want
you never know. You never
to fuck me about it.
You never. Yeah, you good up here. You
okay,
bro.
Right.
So what transpired after that is I started doing music the way that I wanted to. I went back to work. Mm-hmm. Got a couple more income tax checks and just kept buying pieces of equipment. So I bought some production equipment. First, I was making beats in the computer. And then I decided I want an MPC because that's what everybody else had. I lived across the street from Swiss Beats. 2000. So me and Swiss are like...
You knew each other?
Yeah, we knew each other. Very close.
Y'all was doing the same thing.
He was messing with DMX at the time, and he was younger than us, so he was messing with DMX and the Rough Riders. Those are his... Poe and... D and Y, that's his uncles. That's his mother's brothers. So he was already in the mix. But we still didn't know who DMX and all that was.
Right.
Back then, I thought DMX from Latoya. Nah, Latoya and all them. That old school UTFO. So... that was a good inspiration for me and other guys in my neighborhood. Like, oh, Swiss made it. Like, he's out, he's doing his thing. So now I'm doing my thing now. I'm doing my thing. But I'm doing a production thing, and I'm a pretty solid producer. I don't make the Ricky Tack stuff that's on the radio. Now I make that soul. I make that good soul music.
Real music.
And I stayed in my lane. People would say, "Yo, you gotta." I used to go to labels or whatever. I had a management team at the time. They'd be like, "You gotta switch it up. Your style is kind of like older." I'm like, it's not that it's older because I was young at the time, but it's just that I'm making hip hop and they wanted something else.
Gotcha.
So
real hip hop.
So then I got approached by a guy by the name of Jesse Jess. Shout out to Jesse Jess. He does the Underground Music Awards. 11 years he did the Underground Music Awards down at BB King's and a bunch of other venues before we got to BB King's.
That's what's up.
And he called me up. Well, yeah, he called me and said, "Yo, you think?" No, he actually messaged on one of my producer pages and said, "Do I think I can produce a radio show for him?" Because it showed that I was a studio engineer guy.
Okay.
And now all this is done from my apartment. I had my apartment looking like this. That table that you see out there came from my apartment.
What?
In my apartment, I had Remy Ma. I got pictures of Remy Ma in my apartment when Lean Back was out.
That's what's
so
up.
I was getting busy back then. I had the Fight Club. I don't know if you remember the Fight Club with International P and them.
That's what. Matter of fact, I saw about Benzino when you just interviewed me.
Right.
When you go on TheKingIndeed.com, you'll see me, Benzino, in the Fight Club.
In the Fight Club downtown.
International P out there.
Yeah, and that's Midtown. Yeah. That's that was the spot. So so I dealt with them for a little while, and then they started something called the Beat Club, and then they pulled me in to be the DJ for that. So I got a chance to meet Jazzy Joyce and Ron Browse and all these guys. So now I'm in a loop now. I'm in a loop, and I'm doing the radio. So everything's starting to connect. Remy battled Lady Luck. So all that was going on around like 2004 time, and then so the studio was going good. I was doing my engineering. So in 2001, right before the World Trade went down, May, I quit my day job. I was like, I'm done.
Really?
Like,
you was able to do that? You was making that kind of income?
Not really, but I was splitting my apartment with my sister at the time, so I didn't have a crazy overhead. I probably had to have like a stack every month just to make sure. So I could do 1,000. Like I was charging $25 an hour, and I had a good 15 client base list throughout the week. So the numbers was decent. But I believed in myself. Like I thought about it, and I was like, what am I gonna do?
Did y'all hear that on the King Indeed? He believed in himself.
I believe.
Y'all heard that? Because he believed in himself, despite what people already said to you.
Right, and here we go. This is where we get into the interview now, because now we have my aunt telling me that she doesn't know if that's a good idea, because she's she's a upper scale black woman that's been to Africa several times. She got a condo down in Harlem. She's a teacher. She did everything that she's supposed to do for her family, right? And then here me and my sisters, shout out to my 2 sisters, we came from that broken situation, the crack and all that. Right. But everybody always showed us love. We was always loved in our neighborhoods.
That's what's up.
So that translated into business, because in order for people, this is the jewel right here. If you're in the business or you're into anything that you want to grow, people have to like you. If they don't like you, if they're scared of you, the scared part is only going to work for a little while until they either rebel or they try to kill you or they just move far away from you. All right. If you want to make money, you have to appear likable and presentable.
Absolutely.
And you have to ride the middle. You can't. And I'll tell you how. I'll drop a jewel for the Rebel.
There you go. And the viewers, because they're on this.
TheKingIndeed.com. Now, you got, like you said, you do what you do for the love. You do it.
It is for the love.
But you have an outlet. You have a prominent outlet that's put together well. Because there's a lot of stuff that's out there right now. It's not even put together.
Amen.
People are just throwing stuff up there because they got a computer and a camera.
Right.
So with somebody with your stature, and then you got me. Now, an artist will come through and they'll be like, yo, D, I need to get blah, blah, blah. I need to be on a blog or whatever. I say, all right. You ain't even charging nobody, but I'll be like, all right, well, give me $50 and I'll get you on the King Indeed. And then that's your $50. There you go. Like now
wait a minute. For the people that paid me $200 to go on it, don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to that. But he's just giving you.
That was just for a plug. That was just for a shout out.
Don't quote the number 50. He's just giving you an example. Let's be clear.
Yeah, that's just an example. I shouldn't never use low numbers with examples either. I should say 1,000 just to let people know that they getting a deal. All right, make sure y'all check. If y'all checking me out right now on the King of D, make sure y'all check me out on that Instagram, DWI-MUZIK. That's DWI-MUZIK. You can catch me on Twitter the same way, or you can hit the Matrix Studio, DAMATRIX, no S. Studios with no S at the end, and on Facebook, Damian Williams, DWI Music. All right, y'all stay locked in. I'm socially connected. I'm in the loop. I'm getting around right now. Peace.